Hey everyone, I hope you're well. It's Tarryn from the Growth Genies. I just wanted to take some time to put together some top tips for time management. So when I was going through our Facebook group of pet business owners, I found that there was a common theme just in recent weeks where members of the group were expressing how time and not having enough time to get everything done, to get their business from where they are to where they want it to be. That was one of the greatest challenges that they've been experiencing. So I thought, as time is something that is very precious and it's one of those resources that once it's gone, we can never get it back. So I thought I would put down my top tips for how I manage time, how I try and prevent it from being a problem and a block within our business. And also give the opportunity for others to, on the back of this, share what their top tips are and what's helped them. So I'll work through, there's a couple of things that have helped me, both practical things and then also mindset shifts. So I'll share those with you as we go through the slides. Now let me just reduce the size of my so that you can see what's written here. Okay, so the first thing for not enough time is just reframing your thoughts and reframing the way that you approach the problem. So one of the greatest mindset shifts that I had was that if I changed the way that I was talking to myself and consciously became aware of the speech patterns that I was using with myself, both expressing things verbally with my business partner, Erin, and the team, with my husband, watching the way that I talk around time and not having enough time, and actually consciously changing those words, both when I express them physically and then also when I'm just saying them to myself in my own head. So one of the things that helped me was reframing it. So instead of saying I don't have enough time, I would actively sit down with a pen and paper and say, well, if I'm lacking in time, if I haven't got enough time to do what I need to do this week, how can I change that? How can I resolve that issue? It's a problem. How can I find a solution that's going to help me to no longer experience that lack of time? By actually sitting and writing down everything that comes to mind, no matter how silly it seems, just writing down every thought that you have after asking yourself, how can I? You find that it engages the frontal lobe of your brain. So it's the frontal lobe of your brain that's the creative part. That's the part of your brain that when you ask yourself a question, it finds a solution. It wants to resolve the problem. It wants to come up with a way to help you. So it doesn't work, unfortunately, if you sit and type the answers. You need to actually physically write it. That's what engages that frontal lobe of your brain. So ask yourself, how can I? Sit down, write down every solution that comes to mind, commit to finding a solution. So sit there until you find a solution that works and keep writing everything down. And then watch your words. Afterwards, make sure that you're becoming more conscious and aware of when you do say to yourself, I haven't got enough of something, I haven't got enough time, I haven't got the capability to get something done. Flip it around and say, well, how can I get that done? How can I make this happen? And just start to see how you start over time reprogramming your brain to think of things differently, to approach a problem in a different way. Next is Parkinson's Law. So Parkinson's Law is something that I've had a couple of mentors over the last couple of decades mention this to me, and it was probably one of the greatest shifts that I had, because Parkinson's Law is the adage that if your work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. So if you're anything like me, I was one of these students that would always leave studying for an exam or completing an assignment till like the night before. And then I would stay up and do like an all-nighter to get it done. And I would get it done. I would always make it fit. But I wasn't somebody that would spend weeks prior to it doing the work. So I think it's the same thing, with Parkinson's Law when you apply that to your business. If you sit down and you go, okay, I've got all day to get these things on my task list done, it will take you all day. But if you go, okay, I've only got 2 hours, I've got to smash out all of this work and then I've got to get on to something else after that, you will get it done in 2 hours. So I think it's just being mindful of the fact that if you create the space and the time to fluff around, you will fluff around. It's just human nature. It's what we do. So one of the things that I think off the back of Parkinson's Law is making sure that you chunk out your time and allocate space for everything that's a high priority. So anything that's a high priority, instead of just writing a list, like I was saying, a task list or a to-do list, and giving yourself the day or the week to get those things done, actually allocate them in your diary, in your calendar. Go in and put 20 minutes for this task, half an hour for that task, an hour for this one. If you're finding that you're setting up meetings or calls with people and you're allocating an hour or an hour and a half, chunk it down to half an hour. You'd be surprised how much more productive you are on the call and you actually get things done rather than fluffing around. So use your time. Time is such a precious resource. Don't waste it. Make sure it should be one of the things you're actively managing and trying to operate more efficiently all the time. The next thing I'd say is like accountability and habits. So if you think about it, if you make something a habit, it's more likely to stick with you. So say if like at the moment, I'm doing some further education because I want to have some further assistance with growing our business. So I have to allocate time in my diary every day at the same time to do that education, to make that a priority in my life, and to ensure that I get it done. And it's by allocating that same block of time every day and making it a habit that's just a non-negotiable. I have to sit down and do that. Nothing else takes priority. Just having that accountability and making it a high priority and allocating the time to do it can really help you to achieve those bigger goals. Also, if you've got some big badass goals that you want help with, ask people to help hold you accountable. I'm very fortunate that I have an amazing business partner. I have a great team within our business. My husband's very involved with our business as well. So I've got people around me that if I'm finding I'm avoiding something, that I make sure that I let them know that to help keep me accountable to get it done. If it's something that's important to me to achieve, then I make sure that they're asking me regularly, why haven't you done this? Why haven't you, delivered on that task or that goal that you set yourself? So use the people around you. If you don't have people around you within your business, use people in the Facebook group, our Pet Business Facebook group. Put a post in there and go, look, I've got some big goals that I want to achieve this quarter. I'm struggling to get out of my own way and get them done. Is there anybody here that would like to buddy up and just have a 5-minute call or a 5-minute check-in each week and hold each other accountable and go, have you achieved your goal? If not, what's getting in the way? What's holding you back? And just get that person to help make you more conscious. It's amazing when you've got somebody there, even if they're not checking in with you, they're just there and they know that you've got that goal and they're watching you achieve it. You'd be surprised how much more it makes a difference in you just getting out of the way and getting it done. Delegating, like if you've not got enough time, if you need a virtual assistant, let me know. I've got some businesses that provide virtual assistant support that I can highly recommend, that allow you to go onto packages and, have somebody support you for maybe a couple of hours per day, taking away some of that admin work that you might be caught up doing that you just would free up some time for you to work on the bigger picture stuff. Also, there's so many uni students and graduates out there at the moment that, due to COVID and stuff, aren't maybe getting the hospitality jobs that they were once getting previously, or they're not traveling like they once were. So they're looking for experience and they're looking for work, even if it's maybe just a couple of hours a day or, 5 to 10 hours a week. They could be helping you with your social media, helping you with putting together content, helping you to reach out to people, or using an agency, like to help outsource some of the things you don't enjoy doing. So just be aware that there's lots of opportunities out there to get support. It's just, again, about coming back to how can you make it happen? Instead of dropping into, I can't afford it, I don't have the time. It's those things are just excuses and they're blocks. I suppose one of the greatest tips I can give you is that one of the biggest realizations for me around time was actually, it wasn't about time. It was every time I came back to looking at why I was using the excuse of time, it was always because I was having to step up and be seen and be heard. I was having to step out of my comfort zone and do something different to get the business to where we wanted it to be. And it was that realization that it's not actually time, it's actually a bigger fear. That once you can see that and articulate it, then you're able to go, okay, people around me hold me accountable. Or what do I need to do to just move past this and stop getting in my own way? So I just want to share my perspective with you, because I think sometimes we've all got a different perspective on things like this. So I think it's good if we can share that, because we can all learn from it and take what we will from different advice or experience of others. So I would love to hear, in whether it's on our YouTube channel or whether it's in the Facebook group, I would love to hear if others have their top tips for time management, what's helped them get past time being an issue with growing their business. And also, have you realized that there's actually something deeper, and time's just the surface level reason for not stepping outside your comfort zone? And I'd love to hear, if so, what it is that was getting in the way. So we've all got those subconscious fears. So none of us are unique in that sense. It's going on for everybody, but it's just about becoming more aware of what's going on for you, and then using those tools to sort of avoid it going forward and put solutions in place that help you to get your business from where you are to where you want it to be, so you can have more time and freedom, which is what we all ultimately want in life, is just that more time and freedom to enjoy life and have a successful business. So I hope this helps, and I'll leave it there, but I would love to hear your feedback on whether you found this beneficial, and definitely go and subscribe to our YouTube channel, or if you're not in our Pet Business Facebook group, go over and join that, as we'd love to see you there and connect with you on both of those locations. Thanks, guys. I will speak to you later. Bye.